Hey guys, MightyGazelle here. What you're about to listen to is a podcast of sorts, recorded by me and fellow YouTuber and friend Gore the Movie God. I want to give a little context before this. I showed you guys the podcast we made. This was originally intended for his channel because he recently just watched every single episode of My Hero Academia, and we thought it'd be a fun idea to every week have a sort of recap episode of the newest episode. And this first episode got a little off the walls crazy because we recapped kind of the entire series that he just watched, and we bounced all over between movie references and stuff like that. But it was a lot of fun, and we hope to do this every week. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I want to hear you guys' feedback. If you guys really like this, please go down to Gore the Movie God's channel and check out his stuff. He does a lot of reactions as well. And newfound My Hero Academia fan. So yeah, originally this was intended for his channel, but we decided why not just release it on both? It'd be a lot more fun that way. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy and have a good day.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to I don't know what to call these.
I guess you could just call them My Hero discussion videos for now.
My Hero discussion video. This is, I guess, the first one we'll be doing for, I guess, episode 14 of season 3, the dub. I just want to throw that out there. I'm with,
at least for this one.
Yeah, I'm with MightyGazelle.
Hey, how's it going?
On YouTube.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem, man. And we're going to do these weekly, and if we can't do them weekly because they decide not to do a dub, because, they're busy. Sometimes they can't do it. I get it. Then we'll be back with whatever episode, whenever it airs, of course. So, I'm Gore the Movie Guy, by the way, if you're watching from MightyGazelle's page. Yeah, so we're here. We're going to talk about the latest episode. We're probably going to ramble a lot. I'm not going to lie. We're going to ramble.
That's okay, though.
Yeah, that's fine. People probably will like it. At least I hope. But
just play this when you're jogging or something. It's great. It's great exercise music. Get you pumped.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's one thing I will say. My Hero Academia gets me pumped.
And I think it's partly the music. Like the music is just like once it drops, it gets you going.
The music's pretty. It's pretty hype. Like, that's a word I use a lot for this show. I call them hype moments. And funny enough, this is our first episode. Every time I say lesser episode, it makes it sound like it was a bad one. But it was quiet. We were getting back to just like learning stuff. Like,
well, when you're coming down from the high that was like those 3 episodes in a row, it's not gonna hold a candle to it, but.
Yeah, definitely not. Those episodes, that was a great arc. Like, we've already had 2 really great ones, and they were like back to back. Like, we had the ones, of course, the training went wrong, and we had that one episode where Deku just destroyed himself completely. That was great. And then, of course, you had I guess you could call it the All Might One for All arc.
Yeah. The manga, it's like the Kamino arc because it's it takes place in Kamino. That's just what they call it anyway.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. But by the way, I should mention that I just started this series like 2 months ago, I think, and I did it all so far.
Episode a day.
Sometimes two. Just when I can. And I did a few that were 2, which was
Wasn't there a day you did 3?
I almost did 3 one day. I don't know if I might have actually. It might have actually came out as like it really was, because sometimes I upload an episode like at midnight or something. One day, so there might have been actually one day where I did upload 3, like one at 12 midnight, and then the other 2 during the day, the actual day. So that there might have been actually one moment where I did, but I don't remember. I've been uploading a lot of My Hero. I think there's 60 something episodes now.
It's got to be around there. Season 1 was 12. Season 2 is 25. Or 6.
Yeah. Okay, so no, not. Then it'd be like 50 something. But whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's been great so far. I really enjoy it, even though I can't remember a lot of the characters' names. There are a lot of characters, to be fair. And if you watch,
there are.
Yeah, if you watch any episode of my reaction, whatever one I did, most likely there'll be a character I just call them what their quirk is, because I don't. Like a head jack girl, which, by the way, I get a lot of crap for making fun of her. But
everyone's got their least favorite, so I don't think anyone should bash you too hard.
Yeah.
And to be fair, she's not really she's basically like a punk goth.
Yeah.
That's kind of her thing. So
she's Raven, pretty much.
She's not likable. I mean, a lesser version of Raven in a way.
Yeah, a lesser version. But yeah, you have all these characters, and I just forget their names completely. It took me a long time to even remember Shoto's name. And you said, before we started recording, you said his last name. I was like, oh, that's right, that is his last name. I just remember Shoto. Because they said it once, I was like, Shoto, I gotta remember that.
Well, I think it's, I could be wrong, but I think in Japan, they kind of say their last name first.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I think his dad's also Shoto. And I think his actual first name, like, the young Shoto is Todoroki. I think.
Okay, so his first name's actually Todoroki.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Yeah. Wow. That'd make it even more confusing if they just kept.
Oh no, I think I have it the other way around. I think Todoroki is the last name.
Todoroki's the last name. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, that's good. I was getting more confused now. Who is this now? Is this Bakugo? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or as I used to call him Bakugan. Just
I'm sure a lot of people love that.
Yeah. But
I got my favorite character's name wrong.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is your favorite character. Yes, I forgot. To be fair, well, I'm warming up to Bakugo. So
yeah, I guess we couldn't talk a little bit about that now. I can fully, if someone told me he is my least favorite character, I would not blame them, because he is definitely like, I don't know, he's rude. He's very rude.
He's a handful.
But no matter what, I think everyone can agree he is at the very least entertaining. Like every time he's on the screen, like you're either laughing at something he's doing or like someone he's yelling at. I don't know.
Yeah. Like when he's on screen, there's something to pay attention to. Like either he's losing his shit or he's well, that's pretty much all he does, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else he does.
He is starting to mellow out a little bit in the anime though.
Yeah, that one part
based on the events that happen.
Yeah, that one part where he steals electric guy's money, the one that becomes dumb. He goes, Dad.
He's like, show him your stupid face, like to distract him.
Yeah, that's funny. But that was more like just to get everybody to have like a good time. I guess he steals that guy's money and gives it to someone, and they go and have a good time. I enjoyed that. That was good. And I appreciate now. It looks like he is mellowing out, so it's good. We'll see though. In the next couple episodes, I'm sure he'll scream and punch someone.
Since this is the first sort of podcast we're doing about this, do you want to like kind of go back briefly and give your thoughts on like season 1 and 2, sort of things you liked about it, didn't like?
Yeah, sure. The first season is a great introduction. I really liked the first few episodes because it really showed the world well. You know, like not that these newer seasons.
It laid a foundation.
It laid a foundation.
Like
exactly.
what it is.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. That's better. It laid a foundation, and I appreciated those first few episodes because a lot of animes, even though I love some of them do have like slow beginnings. Compared to
I totally agree.
Yeah, so this one didn't really. I was already interested, and towards the end, like I was hooked. Like the last few episodes, especially the 12th episode, I believe.
Yeah. I think they strategically did that though. Like we're gonna end this season 1 because at that time I don't know if they had like the green lit for season 2 yet. Because usually in anime they'll do the first season's like 12 or 13 episodes, and then based on that like success they'll like do a second season with more. Right. And that's what happened this time. And obviously it was super successful and they greenlit them immediately. But they ended it with a big All Might fight, which is the right way to do it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
With really good animation and just great hype. So
yeah, it was a lot of great. That was probably actually the 4th episode. I remember that being like the first really hype moment. That was when
when he punches the giant robot.
Yeah, when he punches the giant robot. I was like, oh, there we go, because it was 3 episodes of this kid kind of like being kind of cryy and stuff. And at first I'm not too with Deku. Because people make fun of him, and he cries or something like that, and then that was the one where he's becoming, someone.
Oh my god! I laughed so hard when I saw you say like, "That's his quirk. He cries."
That's his quirk. He's upset that he doesn't have a quirk. I'm like, you do have a quirk.
You cry harder than anyone I know.
Yeah,
super cry.
And he still does it. But you know what? I like that if you compare him, the way he looks now to the way he looks like in the first episode where he's just like he has his little notebook. He's like writing stuff down and stuff.
Yeah.
He's become like he's got his neck is thicker and stuff. He's become like burlier, you know.
We had that hardcore like CrossFit workout with All Might on the beach.
That was
just
dope.
He got stacked.
Yeah,
so.
man, he cleared out he cleared out Fat Albert's junkyard. That was good stuff.
Imagine he just makes like a cameo in that episode. Like he's like, hey,
Deku, you want to play?
I can't say I've ever watched that show, but I always remember the episode of Fairly Odd Parents when he's traveling through the channels, and they go to the Fat Albert channel, and then like he's got the poopa scoopa. Like I don't know, looks like that. I always remember.
That's good.
So.
Fairly Odd Parents used to be good.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't watch it anymore, so I don't know. Maybe it's great.
I don't think anyone does. I think it's over now. I think Butch Hartman left.
Oh yeah, I know he just lost his mind or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, Deku was not grading or anything, but yeah, he was a kid. He's what, 14, 15?
Yeah.
So
at the time, I think season 1 he was 15, and then the 10 months passed, and then he's 16. I think.
Okay. All right. So it makes sense for this kind of anime for him to be like that. And now he's I mean he's still crying, but he's crying at moments that make sense. He cried about All Might. I was like, all right.
I do think it adds like a nice contrast to see how far he's grown. Because obviously he cried at literally like I think every episode in season 1 he cried at least a little bit. And season 2, did he cry a lot in season 2? Kind of.
He had that one where he almost went. He like buried into the earth.
Yeah. when Tokoyami grabbed the points without him knowing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tokoyami, that's his name. I call him Birdman. So
that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, that should just be his hero name, Birdman.
Birdman. Yeah. You know, actually, I feel like that's less confusing for people. Even people that know their names particularly. If I say Birdman, you know exactly who I'm.
Yeah.
Because there's only one Birdman so
and
far.
Bubblegum Girl.
Bubblegum Girl, who I was really upset to find out she wasn't made out of bubblegum. She just shoots acid.
That'd be a terrifying existence, having your body made out of bubblegum, though.
She'd be like Elastigirl. There you go.
I guess it's better than like some of the people in the class, like freaking being invisible. I don't know. That'd be. I mean, obviously invisibility has like its perks, but come on, it's not compared to your other classmates. That's not a very good power.
You know what it reminds me of? Do you ever watch Venture Brothers?
Briefly, yeah, a little bit.
There's one episode where they parody the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
But they make it so that their abilities suck. So when like Human Torch goes on fire, he screams because it's horrible. Invisible Girl, she actually only her skin is invisible, so you just see her muscles. So
it's like the Dollar Tree like Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and I was thinking it would be really funny if all these people had like in the beginning of the series. I thought in my mind it would be really funny if all these people had like weaknesses like that, or their quirks actually messed them up. And that's the whole first 2 seasons with Deku is him destroying his body because his quirk is too awesome and his body can't contain it. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
I like that. Yeah. It's pretty cool because there's been a lot of like discussions about it, but it basically kind of humanizes what Superman is. Like Superman's like invincible, but what if he wasn't? Like what if he was still super strong and whatnot, but he could bleed?
Yeah.
And obviously Superman can bleed, but
yeah, of course. I saw Batman v Superman.
Yeah. Wasn't that a great movie?
But yeah. Whatever. I wish it was a good movie.
Still haven't seen Justice League.
That's fine. You don't need to.
I have no hurry to see it.
Yeah. No, I mean, whatever you think the movie is, it's exactly that.
Okay, so I'm definitely not gonna see it. Okay.
Yeah, it's. I would say it's worthless.
Okay, and it's kind of cool because all the other classmates also have disadvantages too. Like Bakugo, even though he's got a great like power explosive, it hurts his arm if he uses it too much. That's why he has those gauntlets. Yeah, and then like Todoroki can't use ice too much, or he'll like start freezing his body, so he's got to like regulate it. And,
I love that. That's a great like Uraraka. That's her name, right?
Yep, there you go.
All right, there you go.
Pause for gore.
A floaty girl.
Gets the name right, immediately reverts back to nickname.
That's I just revert back to my primitive state. But yeah, so Uraraka, which that's a hard name to say. I don't know. Maybe it's just
Uraraka. Maybe her other name will be easier. Ochako. That's that's the other.
Oh, yeah. Choco. That sounds like something you get at like a Taco Bell. So I don't know. But,
you can just call her Floaty Girl. That's fine.
Floaty Girl's better. So Floaty Girl, I like that she throws up because her like.
Oh yeah.
I guess her body mass can't stand. Well, it's like.
Imagine being motion sickness on like a ride. I'd imagine it's kind of like that.
Yeah, like, that makes sense. And like, what's the weakness for Mina or Bubblegum Girl?
I don't really think. I think it's just more of like a matter of how much acid she can use. Because right. I think she has to build up immunity on her own skin with it. Like she's obviously doesn't get burned by it that much, but I don't know. It's kind of like the tape guy. You know how he just keeps shooting out tape in agonizing pain. It's kind of like that. Just kind of build up your endurance.
See, that's what makes me think of the Venture Brothers. He's just like he's using his ability, but it like hurts him really bad. That's why I really like oh no, see now I just forgot it completely. I had it in my brain, I want to mention it, but
what's the power?
I don't even remember it now.
No.
I reverted way past. Like I reverted back 3 months ago when I didn't even know what My Hero Academia was really. Oh no. Whatever. There's one that someone. Ballhead. What's his? That's the ball.
Oh, Mineta.
Yeah, there you go, Mineta. Where he's like
every anime's got to have its perv, I guess. That's just how it goes.
I'm actually okay. I'm okay with that because he's actually whenever he pervs out, it's pretty. It's whoever does the voice acting is really good.
I will say though, like they kind of as the seasons go on, they're making him more and more like pervy. Like it's getting like too much at times. Season 2 I think was perfect, where it's like kind of off the hand like pervy things, but it didn't like drive it home too much. I hope it. I don't know. Yeah, because you don't want to you don't want to drive his character into the ground that much. Yeah, you got to make it kind of lovable.
Even when he was having his badass moment, didn't he have like a pervy moment too?
Yeah, when he was fighting Midnight.
Yeah,
like,
Midnight, yeah.
I think when he's walking out the door with the guy unconscious in his arms, he's like, "We'll live to see boobies another day," or something like that.
And what is his deal? What? All right, here's the question. All right, I have, and then we'll actually talk about the new episode.
Oh yeah, by the way, if you have any questions, I would love to answer them for you because I know you have a lot during the episodes. So
okay, actually, I do have a question. And this one you probably can't answer unless it's explained in the manga. Or maybe I'm just missing something from the anime. But your answer is probably just gonna be it's an anime. But what's the reasoning behind like some people having just like straight up like super strength? Like whenever someone gets knocked back from like a Bakugo blast, their quirk is that I don't know, she could float. You know, that's her quirk, right? So when someone gets blasted in the face like her. How come she's fine? She's like, all right. She's just still a normal person. She just has that one quirk, right?
Yeah, I would chalk that up to just being anime. There's no real like legit thing about it.
Yeah, and that's actually a legitimate like when you say like it's just a movie or something. That's not a legitimate one. But when you say it's an anime, you're like, all right, that makes sense. So
I guess in the grand scheme of things though, like at least in this one, like, they can like smash into a building, but eventually they do get worn down versus like other shows where they just keep going, like they just keep getting blasted with crap and they just like,
right. You know. Yeah, I get you.
But
like Deku when he was fighting Shoto, which by the way, that was an awesome moment too.
Oh
yeah. And he's just like trying to get him to use his fire, because he just wants him to unleash, like use all of.
He's trying to be a hero in a different way.
Yeah, in a different way. Yeah. And it didn't really work out. It worked out for that episode, but then didn't really pan out later, I guess. Because I guess it did work out eventually, but like a couple episodes later, I remember Shoto's like, you can't just like give me a speech and think everything's going to be good now, right?
Well, he's still got like issues with his dad. I think it was more of like him accepting having his power, like, because he's like, it's your quirk, it's not his. Yeah, like, you use it.
Exactly, yeah. So, but yeah, that whole like Deku he's a kid, but he got the one for all, so it makes sense when he's getting blasted into the wall how he's not dead. But even him, he gets messed up hard. Where I'm just like when he punches the robot in episode 4, he breaks every single bone in his body.
I like Deku's probably the only kid in the class that makes sense when he gets like beat to hell that he's okay. Yeah, because he's got all obviously you know how the quirk works. Every time you pass it to someone, you get the powers of the last person with, like, they all combine. Yeah. I think it also adds physical strength. I think that's why All Might's so like big and buff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that though, but I do think it adds like whatever physical strength the previous person had is like added on. So
okay,
makes sense.
That does make sense. That's why, because All for One is the one that has the ability to take abilities from people.
He can take or give them.
Or give them. That's where One for All came from.
Yeah,
it's from him. He gave it to. I'm assuming he gave it to what's her name? His master. I forgot her name.
Nana Shimura.
Nana Shimura. I'm assuming he gave it to her. Nana. Master. I'll call her Master. There you go. I'm trying to think of more nicknames to call people.
Yeah.
All Might Master. So All Might Master. She got it from him. I'm assuming. But yeah. So anyway, I guess we should talk about the new episode.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, new episode. I guess we're pretty much past the halfway mark of the season at this point. And we got a new intro. I guess we should talk about that first.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's not one of my favorites though.
I loved the last one. I thought that was great. It has
that one's awesome. Yeah,
that actually has two of my favorite shots in the entire anime, not just for intros.
Oh yeah, what's that?
When both All Might and Deku are like powering up and it just like zooms in on their faces.
Yeah.
It's just great.
Yeah.
It's
I like all the intros in the show. I think my favorite one is the second one of season 2. That's the one where it's kind of like a blue hue to it at the beginning. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, I do remember that one.
It's got Stain in it.
Yeah, I do remember that one.
Oh, you were a big fan of Stain, huh?
Oh yeah, I really like Stain. Stain's
a great villain. Yeah,
he's great. I want to see him more because you only see him in a few episodes really so far.
Yeah, I think right now he's locked up in prison, right?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
I guess right next to One for All. No, sorry. Wait, that's his name, right? One for All? Yeah.
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 Imagine there's like, hey, what happened to you? Oh, some kid beat me up. What happened to you? The kid's guardian beat me up.
Oh. Yeah. All Might, but Shitty beat me up. Which awesome moment. But yeah. So all right. So we had an intro. I liked it. I didn't like it as much as the last one or the one you mentioned, the second one of season 2. I liked it about the same as the first one. I think the season 2 number 1 is the weakest one, where they're all like warming up.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty good. That one's the one that I think that like, I think most fans that aren't me think that one's the best one, which is odd.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like it, but I don't think it's the best.
Besides the warming up part, I can't remember anything else that happens in it.
It'll cut to like scenes of them in the tournament. Like it'll have like Ida running, and it'll have like Deku flicking his finger, like fighting Todoroki. And,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do remember that. All right.
The outro is really good for the new outro anyway. I really like it.
I like it. I do think it's a little cheesy though.
It's super cheesy.
It's super cheesy.
Make him look kind of like fat.
Yeah. I said that too. When they zoom away from him, and he looks like all like. I guess it's because he's wearing a hoodie, but
they definitely made him look kind of chunky. Like if you look at his arms, he's pretty hefty boy.
I guess
he is getting like buffer, but I mean,
damn.
And when he starts running, it just makes it look funnier.
Yeah, when he's running towards the camera with a smile, and everybody's like in the background, like scrolling by. I'm like, all right.
I thought it was hilarious how much you hated the outro for the second outro.
Yeah, for the fruits basket one. that's why I kept calling it. I was like, this has not, because you can have a really dramatic episode. Wasn't it the Shoto one where Shoto?
I think that was like it was. You were laughing because they had the episode where it was showing him getting abused by his dad and stuff like that, and then it like ends, and it's just
and everybody's happy.
Laying in the fields like, ah.
Yeah, I just didn't get it too, because all those characters besides Uraraka weren't really big in that part of the season too. So they have all these characters. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot they were there. They're just in the crowd watching, like they're important. That's why they put them in the outro. I get it. I do get why they're emphasized, especially in like the marketing and stuff, because I mean, look.
Yeah.
Aren't they adorable?
I do like how they attempt to include the side characters as much as they can. Like they don't get spotlight very much, but at least they try to have scenes with them.
Yeah.
Because I do really like the side characters. I think they're really awesome. I wish we got more of them though.
Yeah, I do like that there's side characters that are becoming more main characters now. I always felt like Sue, right? The frog girl. Asu, but she likes to be called Sue. Isn't her name Asu, but she likes to be called Sue, right?
Most people call her Froppy because that's like her hero name.
That's her name.
It's pretty easy to remember.
Yeah, Froppy, of course.
Yeah.
Froggy. But Froppy was originally kind of just like side character, and she had her big moment in like the 9th episode of season 1 or 8th episode where they were on the boat.
Oh, that's season 2.
Was that season 2?
Yeah, I think it was after the sports festival when they're doing their internships.
Oh no, I meant the season 1 one when she was teaming up with Deku to fight
Mineta. And,
yeah. She had a lot of boat related ones, and I just realized.
When you said boat, I thought you meant like when she's in the Navy boat.
Yeah. I forgot that was also. She had her big moment twice, I guess, because she had like compared to other side characters, she actually like did something in that.
Well, it's cool because if you think about it, season 1 was Deku, All Might, and a little bit of Bakugo, and then season 2, Todoroki, Ida, and Uraraka, kind of.
Yeah, Uraraka with her whole like it actually starts off with Uraraka, right, in the first episode, with her family and stuff. Yeah,
and then season 3 was we got the little Momo episode where she was like getting her confidence back.
Right.
Who else was there?
I guess.
To be fair, most of season 3 so far has been about like Deku with his fights and like All Might and his fights. So
All Might and his backstory too.
Yeah. Oh wait, the Momo one was season 2.
Oh, was that season 2? I thought that was.
I think that was at the end of season 2 when they were versing the teachers.
This is the problem with me when watching it all like together. I just forget which seasons was which, like what episode was for what season. Because like I watched like in the last month I watched 2 seasons pretty much. And it was I mean, if I wasn't doing like a reaction for this, I could probably watch all 2 and 1/2 seasons probably in like a week, maybe even less. Like I remember when Breaking Bad was a thing.
Oh my god, great show.
Yeah, great show. But
Better Call Saul is also really good. Just throwing it out there.
I need to catch up on that. I only watched all the way up to the end of season 2.
Season 4 comes out next week, just so you know.
Oh god. But I need to catch up. But I had to catch up because it was already like 4 seasons in, and the fifth one was about to come out.
This is for Breaking Bad, right?
This is for Breaking Bad, yeah. And I watched every episode in like a week. I was like, screw it, I'm done. Have to do it.
I was in trouble because I didn't discover the show until it was already done and it was on Netflix, so I just couldn't stop binge watching it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would pull like late nighters because I was like, okay, I got to see what happens next. And then it's like, oh shit, like they're at gunpoint at the end of this episode, so I got to see what happens next again.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with I guess network shows. That would be a network show, right?
Yeah, that happened to me with Daredevil too.
Oh, Daredevil, yeah. Well, Daredevil was great. But which I need to catch up on those friggin' Netflix and Marvel shows.
we get sidetracked so easily in this conversation.
Yeah. I mean, well, technically, they're superhero related. So,
totally.
Yeah, relation. Yeah. I mean, Breaking Bad's not a superhero, but
All right, so we got to get to the new episode now.
Yes. Okay. What I'm gonna call this is I guess I don't know intro discussion. I don't know.
It makes sense. If we're gonna start midway through season 3 of a show, it makes sense to kind of.
Yeah, talk about
give everyone our foundation of what we think of the previous ones, so it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So now let's get to episode 14. All right, we talked about the intro. That's it. That's about it.
Yep, and the outro.
And the outro. So now let's talk about everything in between. Yeah. All right. So, what was the first scene of this episode? I forgot actually.
So I think it starts with it kind of recaps like him and All Might on the beach.
Yeah.
That emotional scene that got everyone crying.
Where it looks like they're about to run at each other because they're gonna hug. And
I laughed when he punched him in the face.
I was like, oh!
He's all like bleeding from his mouth. He's like, Detroit smashed.
That was good. But it gives that whole thing, and then it cuts to I guess him being in school and is it Erasure?
I think it's Eraserhead.
Yeah, I thought that too, but every time they say what his quirk is, they spell it erasure, So I was. It is Eraserhead, but I guess his quirk is called Erasure. But anyway, him telling them they have to like come up with like their signature moves. I guess the one they yell right before they knock down someone.
Every good hero needs a super move.
Yeah, and they even make a reference like you have to have something to yell, right?
Yeah.
Someone says that, and I was like, that's great. So they're like they know that this is kind of a little silly. But it's good. But
and then they show them going to the gym where the Cementos has like an arena set up for them, but they can practice.
Yeah.
And then I was always just like, you need 2 moves, and then they said like Ida's move is already considered like a super move, like his Recipro Burst, which is cool because it is. Cool. It pretty much is.
Yeah, it's not even an attack too. They mentioned that. So like, not every move needs to be an attack. Some of them could be run away. Some of them could be more strategic, which I feel like Deku should be more of like a strategist, because that's all he does is come up with strategies.
Well, until he bulks up a little bit, he needs to like he needs to get to like All Might's level, which is just like a tank. He doesn't have to worry about his arms breaking.
Exactly. You know? That's probably my favorite part about Deku as a character, is that he's not just. He's not like, I don't know, Vin Diesel or something. He just runs in there and like starts fighting.
I will say, I really wish he didn't have to screw his arms up so much. Like,
if
I had one pet peeve, they probably could have gotten some gauntlets earlier, I think.
Right? But I actually said that too. I said like, well, no, I didn't say that. I said, why don't you just use your legs? And then he's like thinking about like, what? I need to figure out what. I can't just be like All Might. And later on, he just realizes I should use my legs. They're like, no. Like, really?
Well, in a way, he kind of already was. Like, you know how in the Stain arc, he would like zip between the buildings like super fast, and I don't know. Like, I guess that, to be fair, a person generally thinks to use their arms first for like fighting.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
And especially with All Might, who's constantly using his immense just punches to win the day. Mm-hmm. But
and he also admits like, how I'm surprised I didn't see it before or whatever. He says something like that. So it makes sense that he just like he's a guy that always thinks about like the next thing, that he's not thinking about something simple like just use your legs.
That's also why I like Deku, and I don't know how much like anime you watch, but most anime main characters they're kind of the similar thing where it's like, I want to fight, or I'm always hungry, or like things like that. Deku's kind of the opposite. He's got this immense power, but he's still kind of a wimp. Mm-hmm. Like in this episode, there's that scene where he saw the girl's boobs, and he's like, "Oh my god!" Like he's freaking out.
He's like, he's seizing up,
and it's just like he's still a kid. Like he's still like bashful and stuff. So it's cool. Like
I mean, you can look at like his room. He still has All Might action figure. I mean, I shouldn't be talking. I have an All Might action figure right behind me, but
I saw that Funko. That's pretty cool. I need to get one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Having a Eraserhead one coming out, I want him.
Yeah, he's a cool character.
But it was so funny when they're doing the room tours, and he's like, "Don't go my room," and like everyone's like, "Oh my god, you're a nerd."
You're a nerd. When that was happening, I was just like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait to see your rooms." And then they did it. I was like, "Yeah, that's right."
Some of the rooms were so shitty, but some of them were cool.
Yeah,
half of them were just nothing in there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but that's mine would be what my room looks like now. Wherever you see in the reaction, it'd be boxes in the background. Freaking Rick and Morty is a Stewie action figure. I don't even know why I have half the shit I have, but mine would be the worst. I would also have the worst quirk.
I wonder. I was thinking about that, like what kind of quirk I would have.
Me, I just have like, you know how that one guy has diabetes, pretty much.
that was so funny when you said that. I never thought of that before. Like, why isn't this guy just called diabetes?
This quirk should be called diabetes. That'd be mine.
We're not trying to insult anyone who actually has diabetes.
No.
But
I mean,
this guy inhales sugar as his quirk. So
yes. I have a weird sense of humor. So if you have diabetes or whatever, that's I don't mean to insult, but that would be my ability though. So there you go. I'd be like,
all right. So back to the episode. Where were we?
Yeah. Okay. So they're training in the cement place, and because Cementos makes cement stuff. That's his thing. But which makes sense. I actually like that the teachers have practical uses too.
Oh, imagine when they show the card and they show like what their powers are. Like they show Cementos, and it's like, he makes cement. That's his thing.
That's his thing. Yep. That's one thing I really like now. Is it used to be that they just showed a logo, but now they do the card things. But they keep doing the same ones, and it makes sense because it's leading from like a scene that involved that character. Like if it just involved Deku like doing something really awesome, it would go phew and show the card for Deku. It says why he just did that awesome thing. But
I think it's for people who are like you, who you don't learn all the names super fast. Yeah. So these people are like watching it, like, oh, that's the name, or like that's what they call their quirk.
That's why they always say like right when a character shows up in the episode for the first time, like just for the first time in the episode, not in the entire series. They always say like who they are and what their quirk is, just in case, I guess. Which it makes sense, actually. At least the version I watch. I don't know if the one you watch actually has that, but for me it does. Okay. So, which is good because just in case you said, all right, My Hero Academia, I'm going to take a break with it and come back like a month later and you don't remember what the characters' names are, it just says right there. There you go.
I can't imagine one person who would take a break for a month from this show.
Yeah,
like,
me neither.
Everyone I've seen, either they don't like the show and they just don't keep going, or they like it a lot and they can't stop. Like there's no like in between from what I've seen.
Yeah, like there's people that I know that aren't even big anime fans that actually really, really love My Hero Academia. So this and what's the what's the one on Netflix? Everybody telling me to watch the Seven
Deadly Sins.
There you go.
That one's all right. You should probably do a reaction series to that. Just try it out. I think you'd like it. Well,
the thing is, I actually already watched like four episodes. It wasn't for me. Everybody tells me it's great. It just wasn't for me. It
was okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was just okay.
Yeah, it was fine, but like there's other things like One Punch Man. I haven't watched yet. I watched the first episode of One Punch Man. I was like, this is great. You haven't
seen One Punch Man?
Well, it's 8 episodes. So I was shit. Damn it. But all right, it's 12 really?
I thought I think it's 12 or 13.
Yeah, I don't even know. I only watched the first episode, and I was thinking in my head this might make a good reaction series, so I stopped. And of course, I never went back.
Just for everyone listening, I personally think Mob Psycho is better. I know it's an unpopular opinion.
Is I've heard of that, and some people have said
it's made by the same guy. He made like 2 series webcomics, and one was One Punch Man, one was Mob Psycho, and then One Punch Man was the one that everyone like freaked out about because it's like super flashy and like
it has a good premise.
Yeah, Mob Psycho just has better characters, I think.
I think One Punch Man would be a good one to go into next because it's still superhero based. It could even kind of be in the same universe in a way.
There's a lot of similarities. That's all I'll say. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but there's a few things.
I did watch the first episode with the crab dude. He ate so much crab that he just became like
that was a stupid explanation.
I loved it.
It's like a good stupid.
I like that the reason why he's bald is because he lost his hair from like the pressures of work or something like that, right? Or pressures of being a superhero or something. Yeah. That's great. So that's perfect. That's exactly for me. And the dub was actually good for that one episode. So I was like,
dub very good. That one I do prefer the Japanese actually on that one.
Okay, I might watch it in Japanese actually because I already watched the first episode. It might be cool to.
Yeah, that's up to you though.
Yeah, it is easier to do a dub for a reaction because you have to make the video small, and if people want to read along with you, it's a little harder. So that's one thing. But anyway, back to my hair.
But it sucks when you're talking about a hero show because there's so many hero things nowadays, so it's easy to like bounce to something. But
and I would say that's probably what made My Hero Academia so popular so quickly. I feel like, but it's also because it's great. Don't get me wrong. It is legitimately great and fun, and you could watch it and just watch another episode.
I think one of the things that hooks people is it's a little more human. Mm-hmm. Like, in Marvel, like you were having this discussion in one of your videos, how like in Marvel sometimes they don't feel like heroes.
Yeah.
But in this one, they show like there's actual stakes. Like it's not like they just win. Like there's consequences sometimes to like your actions and
that was my problem with like someone like Tony Stark or something. Like even though he's doing it because he does want to help people, there's times where he just doesn't feel like a hero because he's just fighting a giant guy. He's not saving people, like he's not going around like, oh, miss, I'll save you. Like here, it's like he's saving people. There's times where Deku's saving people that he barely knows, like the little kid. Like the only thing he knows is that this kid hates heroes and he punched him in the nuts, and he still he almost sacrifices himself to save him.
It's like Todoroki too. Like he has no reason to help this kid.
Yeah, exactly.
But he was even saying like, in that moment, he looked kind of sad to me. Like, just, like, why is that? And then he figured it out, and it's just like, okay, I want to help him.
Yeah.
I don't care about winning anymore.
Exactly.
Let Bakugo win. I don't care.
It's kind of like Goku, I guess. Mm-hmm. I think of Goku where he's just like he wants everything to be fair too. So he
Goku is a bit more of a meathead though. He's just like fight me. Like I want to challenge myself.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So but I like Goku, so that's why I compare him. I don't know why. I just love Goku. Goku's like that kind of. He's kind of like an idiot, but he's like he's an idiot that's well intentioned.
He's a lovable idiot.
Yeah, he's a lovable dope. But anyway, speaking of Dragon Ball Z, the voice of Vegeta is in this. He plays All Might. Anyway, let's talk about My Hero Academia. All right, so they're training. The training is going well for pretty much everybody. They're learning different abilities. Like Mina, the acid girl, is learning how to make a spout instead of just her spraying it everywhere, which is weird. But that was cool. I was seeing even Uraraka, floaty girl, learning. Not really learning. She it didn't seem like she was learning that much. She was trying, but even her knowing like maybe I need different equipment and stuff like that. So it was really fun to watch that.
Yeah, and then Deku's like, okay, I can't do this. Oh, yeah. But I do agree with your reaction when he was like, he gets kicked in the head by ectoplasm. He's like, why aren't you like practicing? It's like, you didn't kick me. Why'd you kick me?
Why would you kick me?
That's like abuse in like any other situation. That's like child abuse.
Yeah, exactly. He's a little boy. He's been through a lot too.
And he's like, listen, my arms. The doctor just said they could break off if I use them too much more.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna need like some support or something. He's like, okay, fine, take a couple days and get your equipment fixed or whatever. Yeah. So you can handle the next part.
All right. So he goes to the support department, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know the exact name, but
and immediately when you hear someone talking through the door, I was like, "Oh, is this gonna be?" I call her Steampunk Girl because she had the steampunk glasses on. At least it looked like that the first time you meet her. But her name is Hatsume.
Mei Hatsume.
Mei Hatsume. All right.
You just call her May.
That's funny. That's fun to say. But no, I'll call her Steampunk Girl. So Steampunk.
Oh, works too.
No, I'll call her May. So anyway, I knew it was her because it sounded like her, but she wasn't in too many episodes for me to go like, oh yeah. But when she was in
a while ago. I mean, not for you, but for like everyone else. It's been a while.
Yeah. So, but she left a good impression. Yeah. Like I love that she used Ida just to show off her.
She's very eccentric.
Yeah. That was great. So she shows up and they have the whole boob thing where he falls or she falls on him. Well, she blows off the door actually, and Deku gets, of course, poor Deku gets beat up like 4 times in this episode. But yeah, he gets a little gift. You know, he gets a little boob view.
I love Uraraka getting like jealous and like she's like what?
I do like that. You know, in any other anime, it'd be the opposite where it's like the main characters. Not fawning after, but you know, it obviously has like the hots for one of the.
They nailed like what a 15 or like a 16-year-old kind of awkward romance kind of is, where it's like they don't know how to like share their feelings, so they're just kind of like. Exactly. Like it was like that episode at the end of season 2 when she like runs away all flustered. Like,
yeah.
She didn't like know how to handle it.
Yeah. When she runs away, Deku gets a big surprise. That was a great scene. But that's a great example of why this show is great, because it could go from something silly and goofy like that to something life threatening. And it feels like a legit transition that's not forced.
I'm also glad you like Shigaraki. He's
great.
In season 1, he was kind of like generic, but I like how they even acknowledge that though. Like this guy is just a generic bad guy, and they showed him like growing in season 2, like gaining ideals of what he wants to do. I don't know.
Yeah, and I kind of felt bad for him at that one flashback where I guess he was like an orphan or something like that, and One For All, One For All finds him, I guess.
So can I tell you something that's not a spoiler per se at all?
No.
I think you'd want to know it.
Is it the? Well, yeah. Go ahead. Tell me. It's fine.
Okay, so in the manga, they still haven't shown like his backstory. Like it's weird. Okay. They always like allude to it. They always show him like getting saved by All For One, but they haven't shown anything yet. So I'm kind of hoping we see something in the anime that we haven't seen in the manga. That's what I'm hoping. I'm in the dark on that as well.
I do like when whatever's adapted from whatever, like a book or an old TV show or a comic or manga or whatever. I like when they add new things. That's one of my favorite parts about Game of Thrones now. I don't know if you watch that, but I keep mentioning new other shows. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm just going to say that's what I like about Game of Thrones is because they change things up and like, oh, here's this character's replaces kind of like that character. That character has the characteristics of this one. So is there actually, that's a good question actually. Is there any character here that is like they switched the characteristics, or has this been like 99% or even 100% like accurate?
This is probably one of the most faithful adaptations I've ever seen of an anime to a manga.
I think it was you that said that to me in the comments. or was that something else?
I think I said it in a video.
In video,
so maybe
okay,
you overheard me.
Yeah, that's probably what I did.
Which is really really cool because like just a side story. If anyone's watched Full Metal Alchemist, they did that series, but they did it so early into the manga's run that they eventually like passed where the manga was. So they halfway through they just made their own thing, and so didn't follow the manga whatsoever, and people didn't like that. So they remade it into Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and that's the one everyone like praises most of the time.
Yeah.
Because then that one followed the entire manga like note for note. I
don't
know. It's kind of cool when you follow like the purity of the author or like the creator. I mean, it just makes it kind of better, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with that. Actually, I had no clue Brotherhood was a remake.
Yeah.
I thought it was a continuation, which I was thinking like I remember Full Metal Alchemist having a kind of not a definitive ending, but they could have left it off there and be like a mystery, like a question mark, like, ooh, what happened?
Yeah.
I don't exactly remember what happened at Full Metal Alchemist. I just remember it being kind of not depressing, but just like, oh, all right, what happened? Like, I remember that. I just remember like the first like few episodes of that series being like tough to get through, not because it was bad, because they have that one episode with the dog, the girl and the dog. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I just saw that kind of recently in the Brotherhood one.
Oh, they remade that too? I can't.
Oh, it's depressing as hell.
Yeah. Oh, did you see they made a live action Full Metal Alchemist?
Yep, and just like every other live action, it looks pretty bad.
Yeah, I watched someone put up the scene of that happening in the Full Metal Alchemist movie, and whew. Oh, they nailed it.
Did you see the live action Death Note? That was terrible.
You know what? All right. It wasn't good. I'm not gonna say it was. You talk about the American one.
Quick
right?
side note: we apologize for getting off track so much, but some of the stuff's kind of interesting.
This is this is the first episode, so
yeah,
we'll get more on track later. Most likely not. But you talk about the American one, right?
Yes. Yeah. The Netflix one.
Okay. I thought I didn't think it was good. If it wasn't called Death Note, or if I'd never seen Death Note, I should have just waited until the Netflix movie to watch the Death Note anime, because I would have liked the movie better, and then I would have liked the anime even more than that. So it would have been a good comparison after like post movie. But because I watched the anime, I was like, all right. I watched the trailer. I was like, I know exactly what's gonna happen. It's gonna be really condensed. It's gonna be barely about the anime. It's going to have almost no relation whatsoever. One thing I'll say, though, I really like the guy that played L. I thought he was really good.
Yep. Yeah. I also liked Ryuk, the spirit guy.
Yeah, of course.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, and Willem Dafoe did a great job.
But he wasn't in it enough. He was in it for like 5 scenes.
And, so dumb. And that is true, but I thought back to the anime, and Ryuk at a certain... Or Ryuk, whatever. Starts to not be in the series.
Yeah, around like halfway.
Yeah, and he's always kind of like just flavor in the background, like, oh, look at this, there's a weird demon guy floating around. Like, oh yeah, I forgot he's in here. He hasn't been in an episode like 4 or 5 episodes. But you know what? I thought he was a cool visual and stuff. But the movie itself isn't good. I did like the ending though. I did like that they kind of tried to make it the same light from the cartoon, where he's just like the anime. Because he's more methodical and stuff, and they tried to do that at the end. It was a white version of Death Note. There you go.
Yeah.
and it was not good, but I liked the director, and I did like some of the gore effects, and I really liked the Ryuk stuff. But it definitely wasn't Death Note. But anyway, back to My Hero Academia.
All right, so where did we left off on boobs, right?
Boobs, yes, perfect. Okay. And you explain this part.
Okay, so they go in and they're basically saying that we need upgrades for our costume, and then the guy, the hero power loader, he's one of the teachers. He was saying how he has like a license to edit equipment and stuff like that, and he's like, oh, these are just small adjustments, I can take care of them for you here. But as he's like doing that, May starts freaking out, and it's like, I can do this for you. She starts slapping gadgets on all the kids. She gives Deku this like big power loader outfit and starts to like twist his spine. Like gonna kill him. Imagine, like, you always made those jokes in Samurai Jack reactions, like whatcha, like that's where it ends, like the series. Imagine he's like in the power loader and he snaps his back. Whatcha.
That would be an unfortunate series finale.
Yeah, and then she gives here's the part where it actually starts to like get back to the main plot of the episode. She gives Ida arm boosters when he asked for like leg coolers, And like, there's a funny scene where he's like, it's slammed up to the ceiling. He's like about to like die. But she's like, it makes sense if your legs are tired, just use your arms. And then Deku's like, oh wait, like that makes sense.
All right, this is my morbid. I don't know, thought process or whatever, or my personality. But I would have thought it was funny and sad. Don't get me wrong, but if they cut to, like right when he slams it into the ceiling, and he just like gives that face of like pain. If they cut to him like laying in a hospital bed right next to his brother.
Oh, oh,
that would be messed up.
That would be one of the most effed up things I've ever seen.
That'd be messed up.
And the brother like turns to him with the breathing tubes, like, "You let me down.
You let me down. I didn't do it.
I gave you one job, and you lasted 2 months."
That would be messed up. Funny, but it's the same reason why I think it would be funny if just Samurai Jack gets stepped on and it ends this episode in the series. We're like, what? I know it ain't gonna happen, and it shouldn't happen because it'd be messed up. But my morbid personality would make.
No, that's great. We needed that. It's always good to have some levity in the conversation.
Oh yeah, levity, of course. But so that actually goes back to what I was saying with Deku just getting abused, where he almost gets like it was almost like a saw trap. Like he was about to just like every limb was about to spin around. It's like, oh my god, Deku, no! And Ida got a little bit of it too, and Uraraka almost did too. But they got the hell out of there.
And then he's like, and then he eventually gets his new bracelets, and then are we missing anything from that scene? Oh no, the power loader gave a nice little speech about Hatsume, how she's like dedicated and she's not worried about failing, and Hatsume's a cool character. I really do like her.
I do.
She's
I do
kooky.
like her. She's
kooky, comic relief, but good solid character.
I think she's unique.
I wouldn't mind seeing more of her in the show. Her quirks so interesting because it's like you never see her use it, and it doesn't really fit necessarily like her passion. I guess unless you're like looking at like microscopic things on a tool you're working on or something. Maybe you can do that. I don't know. But
I'm assuming that's what she's doing whenever she's like looking at Deku. I don't know why she'd be like looking into his blood cells, but I don't know. But because she could see up to 10 kilometers?
I think it's 5 kilometers away, which is insane.
Yeah, that's insane. So that's actually another great point. Is that like some of them aren't just gonna be like like this guy likes to run and his quirk is that he's really fast. Maybe Ida didn't want to be a runner. That's just what he has. But he does want to be a runner, obviously, because he wants to be like his brother. But,
well, he is a very go person. Like you ever see him moving his arms, he's like go.
I always mock it because I love it. Whenever he you hear the sound effect too. I love it whenever.
When he's brushing his teeth. Yeah, he's like brushing him, just like waving his arm, like, jeez.
I love it. I made a stupid joke when he's like doing this like little like chopping motion whenever he does his hand. I would love if someone moved him in front of like an onion and he just like chopped it into little pieces.
That's great.
Yeah, but that was a great scene. What happened right after that one? Was that just?
So they cut back to the students and their progress, and they show like what some of the students are working on. They show Tokoyami can make like a armor around him with dark shadow. Which is cool. I don't know. I think he calls it like Black Abyss body or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It looks pretty dope though. Like
it does look pretty dope.
He's got like the claws on his arms, and it just looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
And then it cuts to Bakugo, and I really love his new move. It's called armor piercing shot, where he cups his hand and he makes like the explosion out of a tunnel from his hand.
Yeah, it makes an OK symbol. Yeah, it makes like an OK symbol and goes pew.
Yep, and then that's where Deku comes in because he's walking down the hallway with his new gear and stuff. But Bakugo's like rock that he destroyed crumbles, and a piece like is about to fall on All Might. And everyone's like, "Oh my God, All Might, watch out!" And then like Deku comes in, and you get this great, awesome hype scene where he kicks the rock out of the air. And this is probably my favorite part of the episode. You get like a brief moment where All Might's like looking up to him, and he like you get like a quick image of him like crying when he first met him, and then he just starts like smile like, "Yeah, it's my boy." He's he's making his way, and then. Like, I don't know. I love scenes like that. Like All Might and Deku's relationship is so refreshing. It's not just like a mentor and like master kind of thing. or like master and apprentice kind of thing. It's almost like a father-son thing.
Yeah, I said that a couple times, like because you don't ever see Deku's father,
so Deku's dad, he actually still has a dad. He's overseas, I guess, but they might as well be divorced because you never see him or hear him.
Yeah, you never.
So he's probably like a dick. I don't know, whoever he is. He doesn't care at all about Deku, obviously. So
it'd be great if it was Endeavor.
Oh,
so and Endeavor abandoned him because he didn't get a quirk.
His quirk is breathing fire. Remember?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, and I keep thinking like Endeavor should be Bakugo's father, but then they show Bakugo has a father, right? Then they show him.
Yeah, and his father's super timid and nice, but his mom's the one who's like the fiery one. She's like, hope you can take care of our idiotic son. She's like smacking his head.
Yeah,
he's like, I love that.
Yeah, that was great. And he just doesn't say anything.
Oh, side note, they don't tell you this in the anime. But they say in the manga. That's the cool thing about the manga is they'll tell you little cool facts they don't tell you in the anime.
Okay.
Bakugo's mom she's the one who secretes like shiny whatever from her body, and like that's what keeps her looking young, I guess. And the dad's ability is he can make sparks with his hands. So when they had the kid, like he got the sweat from the mom and the sparks from the dad, so he can like make the stuff explode. So.
Oh, okay. She gives off nitroglycerin?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
I think
okay.
That's what it is.
All right.
So,
because I was wondering, like, I don't know, I watch a lot of anime, not a lot of anime, but every anime I watch has that one character that's like, looks like she's like 18, but she's supposed to be like a mother of an 18-year-old. I'm like, I just watched the new Fooly Cooly. I don't know if you watched that.
I watched the original series. I haven't seen the new one yet, though.
The new one, if you don't really want to see, I didn't love it. It's fine.
I heard it was pretty lukewarm from.
Yeah, that's the best way. That's the best way to explain it.
But there's a second new one, right, coming out?
Yeah, in September, which is it's gonna be another 6 episodes. So, so yeah, it's always 6 episodes. I guess that's what they're doing. But yeah, the new one, I didn't love it. But there's one character that's like supposed to be a mom. I'm like, oh, is that her sister? Like, the mom. I swear, if you watch this, the mom looks like her maybe like 1-year-old like older sister. I was like, oh, that's the mom. Okay, yeah, sure. All right, fine.
Yeah.
So
you know how you bag on Jiro a lot? I typically don't dislike her as much as you per se, but I do think it's really dumb how she falls into the stereotype of like, oh, her earphone. She has earphone jacks from her ears. She's automatically into like music. Like
yeah. That's the one case of like the quirk matches the personality.
I don't know. I do think it's funny how that was the first quirk that guy ever thought of. It says in the manga he was walking down the street one day and he was like trying to put his earbuds in his phone pocket, like to click into his phone. He's like, wouldn't it be easier if your ears just connected to your phone? And then like that's why he thought of it.
Oh man, that's so dumb. I do like the visual of her, I guess, in the background in the training session, her like hitting rocks with her earbud phone ears.
Yeah.
Like training, like that's probably the lamest visual. Like I don't hate her as a person because I don't know who she is. I just don't. I don't
like that. Her quirk's dumb.
Her quirk is like, it's not even funny dumb. You know, like some of them are like toilet paper rolls. That's what I call them.
Or the electric guy.
Or electric guy. Yeah, that's hilarious. I think that's great. But her, I don't know. Just like even Bubblegum Girl. She's pink and she shoots acid. All right, cool. Hers is just like
diabetes guy.
Yeah, diabetes guy. There's a lot of really funny ones.
We're not laughing at diabetes people.
No. I'm just laughing at that one guy. That's his ability. He eats a lot of sugar and converts it to strength, which is.
I wish I could do that.
It's like Popeye, actually, if you think about it. He eats the spinach.
Yeah, he just shoves a cake in his mouth instead of spinach.
Yeah, grows those big ass forearms. Yeah. So. I don't hate her as a character. I just hate her as an idea, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't even hate her. I just do it because I know it's pissing off somebody. And I'm that kind of guy that's like, if you're my friend or something and I'm pissing you off, that's not funny. But if it's some random guy that just go stumble upon my video and just goes, you're an asshole, dislike, unsub.
Yeah.
Even though he's not.
The only 2 people that I openly, enjoyingly shit on as characters, and it's not that I don't like them as characters. I just think it's funny to make fun of them.
Right.
Is Mineta, obviously for obvious reasons, and Ayuma,
yeah.
the belly button guy, because he's just like he's just like a weirdo. And
yeah, they're both weirdos. They should be hanging out, like not the electric guy, the dumb guy, and the ball guy.
Oh, and they're showing his special like movies making. He's got like the balls on a string or something. Like,
yeah, and
is that what I think it was?
Yeah,
like...
I thought the same thing. Right when I saw it, I was like, he just make what I think he does.
I actually know what it is, but that scene, like, they made it look wrong.
Yeah. And you know what? When I saw that, I was even like making the connection that he's the pervert of the show too. I was just like, that's weird visually because he looks up and he has like a big ass smile. I was like, what?
Yeah.
But all right, so you have all the training and stuff, and of course you have that badass moment where he kicks the rock. The show ends there. There wasn't a lot of stuff like action wise happening, but it ends on a really nice little moment. And I guess we should talk about like his revelation where he realizes that because All Might gives him the speech, like you shouldn't.
You're still trying to imitate me. Like
you should be yourself.
Oh, I think it should have mentioned how funny it was, and he has like that idiot's guide to like teaching in his back pocket.
Yeah, that was funny. That was really good.
Because even I don't know if I can't remember when I think it was sometime in season 2. Gran Torino was like, All Might, like you're a great hero, but you still have like areas to learn in terms of like teaching.
Right.
So that's kind of funny they brought that back.
And I did like that Eraserhead was at first complimenting him in his head. Like he's like, oh, he's
like, wow, he's doing a good job, and then he like looks.
He's reading this like crappy little book that you could probably buy at some like a Barnes and Nobles for like $10. I love that. That was good. So yeah, no, I do like the revelation, like when he's like realizing like, oh, I need to use my feet or my legs. Even though I said earlier it was a little silly, but I do understand because he's a kid still, and he's always like 2 steps ahead of like his planning strategy. He's not thinking about the thing he's walking on right now.
It is kind of crazy to think that like All Might, like the symbol of peace, is like now a frail guy that people have to protect.
I like that. I really like it.
It's so crazy how fast that changed. Because literally like 4 episodes ago, he's beating the shit out of people, like no moves and stuff. Now it's like a piece of rock's falling at him, and like gotta protect him.
Yeah, which I do actually like that visual too, because it's every time Deku looks at All Might, at least in the earlier seasons, he's always like kind of like looking up at him.
Yeah, even the first intro, like he's like holding his hand out like he's like a god or something, shining. Yeah.
Yeah. Now All Might's looking up at him because if All Might needs help.
And that's what it is. That's why I don't like this intro as much, because if you go back and you watch like 1 through 4, there's a nice progression. There's a really cool progression of like admiring him from like a distance to like being equals at one point, and then like kind of passing the torch. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, he just like you get him a little bit in the intro for like a quick second, and it's just like.
Yeah, you do. You get skinny version, and then you can see in the background the big version. I think I believe.
Well, the first one, like someone pushes him out to like join the battle, and it's like the buff hand, and then it cuts back. Yeah. You see him behind him all skinny. Like, that's cool.
That's a cool idea. Yeah.
Other than that, it's just Bakugo and him admiring him again from a distance. So.
Yeah, and that's probably why I love the first intro for the season, is because the two shots I love where you see the close up of them like powering up, and then it's first Deku and then it goes to All Might, like insinuating that they're both like at this point like not at the same power level, but they're both like on some sort of same level at some like they both admire each other in the same kind of way or whatever.
One more thing we do have to talk about, since this is our first episode. Yes. You have to talk about your thoughts on the big fight.
Okay. For One for All and All Might.
Yeah, just gonna give your thoughts on it.
All right.
Talk about that for a bit.
Okay, so I didn't get spoiled, but I knew something was gonna happen in episode 11 because everybody hyped it up, and everybody in the comments like, I can't wait to watch episode 11. And I thought it was a fantastic episode. It's probably my second favorite episode. Like I had to think about it. I think the All Might episode is still a little bit better because that was the first time we got to see All Might really I mean, you saw him do little things here and there, and you heard the stories and stuff, and Deku built him up, and then you get to see him really unleash in that All Might episode in season 1, and that one really was the moment where I realized the series is going to be fantastic. And this episode was great. It was a great build up. I do feel like One for All should have been built up a little bit more, because they do mention him here and there. I feel like he should have had maybe one more episode where he's terrorizing before All Might takes him down. Just one more episode. That's my only complaint. Everything else was great in that episode. The emotion. I like that finally we get to see everybody react to him being skinny, because they even hinted to that in All Might, the episode in season 1. So we get to see that, and we get to see that most people don't care at the end, it seems like, because everybody's like, it's still All Might. Look at him. Hey, he's badass.
Well, because they probably think like, he's like, he's got like his other form, but he's still clearly like wins the day. Yeah. And then like you get that message of like, you're next. That was such a great like, that was so great because it's double sided. Like like 90% of the people, it's like, oh, like, watch out, villains. Like, he's still out there.
You're next. But it was both to the villains and also to other heroes training, and also I would say it was probably mainly towards Deku.
It was mainly for Deku.
Yeah, you're the next All Might, or Deku.
And honestly, if it, like, obviously, All for One's in a very secure prison, I would just kill him. Like I would not risk like keeping him alive.
You know? That's when you need like who's a hero that kills people? A Punisher. Just do it. Like
an executioner.
There you go. You need someone to come in, kill him, and the government or whatever can like wipe their hands clean and pretend like they had nothing to do with it. Oh, that's oh man, I guess he killed the wrong person. That's clean the body up. Oops.
Before that episode aired, my favorite episode was actually episode 2 of season 1. I really liked that. That was the one where like All Might told him about his injury, and then he's like holding his injury on his side. He's like, I can't go in to help Bakugo right now. Like I can't really do that. And then Deku like just springs into action, and
that was great.
I don't know. I love that.
That's such a good episode. The first couple episodes are so pivotal that they always bring him back up in little flashbacks.
Yeah.
Like whenever he says like, you too can be a hero even though you have no quirk. Even though I had no quirk too, so I'm being a little when I said you couldn't be, that was a lie. I was just being a dick. Sorry. Sorry. I learned my lesson. But yeah, no, I did really like that episode.
I also loved how All for One's such a dick. Like he's constantly like taunting the shit out of All Might. And
he's kind of like that. He's like Vince McMahon. Like he's just. I don't know why he doesn't sound or really act like Vince McMahon at all. But for some reason, I
get that vibe.
Yeah, I got like a vibe from him, like Vince McMahon. Like he knows, he knows he's the shit.
Oh, and I love the freaking part where All Might's trying to help Bakugo out when he's like surrounded, and he's like, Don't forget, All Might, I am here. Like taunts him with that. Like, that was perfect.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Like, one of my favorite lines from a movie from a villain is from, and this is gonna give me a lot of shit, but the first Transformers movie, the Michael Bay one. Action one, right? Yeah. They're bad movies, but there's one great line where it's just like where Optimus is about to fight Megatron. Optimus says, "Now it's just you and me, Megatron." And Megatron's like, "Nah, it's just me." and then fight. I always remember that line. I was like, "That's a great line for a bad movie." And I don't know why that reminded me of just like he used his.
It's funny. I don't like any of the Michael Bay Transformers movies, but the farther back you go, the better they get.
Yeah.
Like,
a
little bit. I don't know.
The first one's
I haven't
the
even
best
seen
one.
the 3 newest ones. I didn't see the Dark Side of the Moon. I didn't see like the Fallen or whatever. Like I don't even know what the names are.
Yeah, no, they're all the same. They might as well just be called.
Good.
That looks great because it's from the guy that did Kubo and the Two Strings, which is probably my favorite movie of 2016. Have you ever seen that?
I have seen it. It's a very good movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
You know what's funny? I typically don't like claymation type movies.
Yeah.
The only reason is they freaked me out as a kid, like Nightmare Before Christmas. It freaked me out.
Yeah, I get that.
But the only 2 I've really liked, I should say 3, is Paranorman, Coraline, and Kubo.
Yeah, they're all from the same guys.
That's great. Yeah.
And James and the Giant Peach scared me when I was a kid.
I still don't like that movie because it freaks me out. Like, it's just weird.
It is weird looking. I
like, you know when you have a nightmare and you can't always remember it vividly.
Yeah.
And it always looks kind of like different. That's
it looks all
like a nightmare looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks all deformed and kind of otherworldly. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
James and Giant Peach is messed up. Also, the peach scared me when I was a kid. God, I'm that much of a wimp that the peach looked frightening to me.
Peach?
Fruit. The peach is so big.
Fruit.
Yeah, you can go inside and it's like a world or something. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary. I don't know. I stopped eating peaches. That's why I got fat. Stop eating fruit.
They blame it on James and the Giant Peach.
Yeah, that's why. I've always, every time like I went to a doctor and they're like, oh, you need to lose some weight. Nah, James and Giant Peach screwed it up, man. Yeah. You blame that movie. But yeah, no. I can see what you mean. But no, it was a great episode. And I do really enjoy that we're getting episodes like this. It does seem like it's kind of a thing with My Hero where they have it makes sense, but they have a really strong arc where a lot of stuff's happening. It's dramatic and action packed, has a lot of hype moments. Then we get like the quieter episodes. Like we got the episodes with them just looking at their rooms. Was that the last episode before this? And that was a great episode, but it was like a quieter one. You can't just have like 3 amazing episodes, then 3 amazing, it just keeps going. And
it serves 2 purposes. They're kind of breathers because it's like if you just keep everything so tense, it'll eventually kind of lose its sheen a little bit. And also it gives time to like spotlight the side characters because this isn't like their story, so you don't get to see them during the hype moments really.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of like double buff.
I do hope in the future we do get more of some of the more main characters too, like Uraraka. Even though they use her a lot more than the other side characters, I feel like she's still kind of a side character at times.
Yeah.
You know, like Ida had a really big arc.
Spoiling anything. Like I'm not going to spoil any scenes whatsoever. But in the manga, you get to see a lot more of like Kirishima. Okay. He's the guy who has a hardening quirk. You see more of Mina, Bubblegum Girl.
Okay.
You get to see, and very soon here we're going to see a lot more of like Denki, the electric guy.
Okay. Denki.
Yeah. Again, I'm not saying what's going to happen, but like you get more like scenes of them doing cool things.
All right.
So,
cool. All right. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always ask that in my reactions because I don't want people to spoil it, obviously, but I do want to know if
I hate spoiling things for people. Yeah. Like I just let them know good things are on the way. Like
and no one actually has, which is good. I appreciate if anybody's still listening at this point on my channel.
I was dealing with that for my Full Metal Alchemist reactions, but thankfully I have mods now who are patrolling it. Shout out to Kim and Kevo.
Oh yeah, you have mods.
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
Just for like things like that, where I need some help because I don't want to get spoiled for things.
Yeah.
So,
you know what? I forgot you can even make mods. I might have to look into that. But yeah, because there's times where I'm just like I get a lot of comments from other things, like just older stuff. I'm like, I don't know what the hell this person's talking about. Like, I got a comment the other day from a review I did from 2009, and he referenced something from the review. I was like he asked a question about it. I was like, I don't. This is 9 years ago, boy. Almost 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even message him back. I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to like say I don't know. And I don't want to watch the video either because I hate listening to myself. So especially
I do too. I actually hate being on camera too, but I do it because people like it. So that's the only reason.
Yeah, it's hard being in front of the camera for things like where reactions I think are a little easier because you could just like chill out. But for stuff like reviews or something, because there's times where like I'm just like, oh, should I be flailing my arms more? I don't know, because that's what
strip?
Yeah, should I strip?
What do kids want?
Show some shoulder, you know? No one wants to see that. No one wants to see that. I'm sure. Well, there's someone out there that probably has that weird fetish. So there's probably that one person. But yeah, no, I get how you are. I was like that too, and you could tell from my early videos I'm like that. But yeah, they're cringeworthy. There's some bad ones. Like my most popular video is the cringiest thing you probably will ever see. I reviewed, for some reason my most popular video is I reviewed the Terminator 3 video game.
Okay.
Like 6 years after the game came out, and for some reason that got like 400,000 views. I don't know why.
Trust me, my most popular video is a top 10 Disney songs video, and that has like 2.2 million. Yeah, so I don't know.
I actually watched that. It was good. Because I was on a binge of just like watching Disney.
I like my Disney, you know. I grew up on the Disney Renaissance. So
yeah, exactly. Me too. But I love that. So I watched your video. I didn't even realize I was watching your video until like I scrolled down real quick, and I was like, oh shit. There you go.
Yeah, my one claim to fame.
There you
that,
go.
and I'm also proud of my season 5 finale to Samurai Jack. I think it's like the most viewed reaction for that episode.
Yeah.
So I also got, it's like the best of both worlds and the worst of both worlds, because I got all the people who were complaining about the finale on that video, and then I got everyone who was saying it was awesome. So it was like just like thousands of comments of people arguing with each other. It was great.
I still get comments just saying like, oh, they screwed it up. And then some people were like, oh, great episode. Like, all right, well. Like,
for any longtime fans listening, me and Gore definitely covered the show back when it was going on. I personally think the ending, I'm okay with Ashi dying, but it was just rushed. It was very rushed.
It was rushed. I feel bad for Gendy, because he probably wanted 13 episodes. Because every season of Samurai Jack is 13 episodes. He didn't get them, so he probably had to rush it quick. Because I have a feeling like he probably wrote, like he was like writing, and he got up to like maybe episode 8, and then they told him like you only have 10. I'm like, what? I need 13. Oh god.
At least give me 12.
Please give me
or like at least like an hour finale or something.
That's what I was thinking. They should have did an hour finale. I even said that like when I was doing the I did reviews for each episode. I think you did too. I'm not gonna lie, I stole it from your idea. But so you did that. I was like, that's a good idea. Why don't I just do that? Because I always talk like 6 more minutes after the reaction, and I know no one cares. So I was just like, I should just do a video where I do that for the people that do care. And they actually did well. Yours did well too. I remember I watched yours. And it was a very solid. It was a very solid season. I would say, the last episode.
Episode 2 and 3 are probably some of my favorite Samurai Jack episodes ever. I love those.
I remember every episode that came out, I would always say that. That's the best episode yet. I just kept saying that. And every title would be
you still got to finish your reactions to the original series.
You know what?
You watched 2.5 seasons of My Hero before finishing 3 episodes of Samurai Jack.
Yeah, I know. That's ridiculous. You know why? I don't want it to end.
That's fair.
Spread them out as much as I can.
I hate to break it to you, but our childhoods ended a long time ago.
That's true. That's very true. I don't want them though, because I haven't watched that Jack versus Aku episode. That's my favorite one. I haven't watched it in a very long time, but I watched that so many times when I was a kid. So I'll probably be quoting it though. That's probably the only episode besides the samurai episode that I could probably quote a lot. So I'm saving it. That's going to be the last one I do.
Yeah.
But, and also I get a lot of problems with the copyright on YouTube, so I'm probably have to do what I do with
I've had my fair share of those as well.
Yeah, I know. I heard you had to remove some of your My Hero ones, or like almost.
Yeah,
all,
I had
right?
all of season 1 and all of season 2, except for the last episode of season 2 I left up because I don't know if you watched that, but I make a fool of myself, and I make my own lyrics to the intro at the beginning, because they're Japanese. I make my own English ones, and I like sing it just for like a meme.
And people didn't like it.
No, they loved it actually.
Oh, okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, I was a little more warmer reception than I thought. So I'm actually in the process of doing one for season 3 as well, because everyone wanted me to do another one. So
that's a good idea. There you go.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, but if I do it for, I'm a sellout.
It can't be more embarrassing than like. I like my first video ever is me reviewing the Bratz movie, so so it can't be any more embarrassing than that.
I forgot the Bratz were a thing.
Yeah, and they had a movie.
They were like Funko Pops before Funko Pops.
Yeah, that's true. Them and the remember those trolls? They made a movie of that recently.
Gosh, yeah, those were before Bratz even.
Yeah, and then before that was Pogs. Like, I'm just thinking like collectible things.
Wasn't it the Dumpster Kids or like the?
The Dumpster Kid. That was the ripoff. But the Garbage Pail Kids, yes, and they had Cabin Patch Kids, and all the way back to like 400.
We should probably wrap up this video.
It was like 400 years ago when it was like sticks. They had sticks. What kind of stick did you get? This one's got like a nubby thing on it. All right, yeah, we should wrap it up.
So final thoughts. What are your just final thoughts on My Hero Academia as a series? Because we covered the episode enough. But you can just give your thoughts on the series.
Yeah, right now I really love it. The animation's some of the best I've seen in anime. Like, and
it shocks me how good it is sometimes. Honestly,
yeah, it really does. Like I like Fooly Cooly was really cool because that's the newest anime I watched besides My Hero. But Fooly Cooly was amazing when it first came out. That was beautiful, and it still looks great. But this new one, tries to make it look more like an anime. That's what really made me upset, because the original was so weird in the
super stylized.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Super, yeah, and this one just looks like if you I don't know, what's it, Sword Art Online.
I hate that show.
I know, that's what I'm trying to say.
People keep telling me to get into it, and it's like, no, this show's not.
Yeah. But it looks like that, you know, not with the whole cyber world or whatever the hell that show's about, but just the characters, they look so generic. And then, like, the main girl has this whole thing where, I guess it's just me with earphones or something. She has like a headset on the entire time, and I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think I saw a picture of that girl. Or something.
Yeah, and it's Bluetooth, just like the headset I use now, which really makes me upset. But it's just like I'm making fun of her for them.
Just make a video where you burn your headset.
I just burn my Turtle Beach. Bye. But yeah. So that's what I love about My Hero Academia, is the animation is terrific, and the characters, even though you don't get a lot of side characters, well, you do, but you don't get to know them too much, they still are entertaining to watch. They all have their own unique personalities, so you get to know them just because of their, like, quirk or whatever. So you do, like me, like, I don't remember names. I know Froggy Girl and all this and stuff like that, you know, because they have distinct things about them. If they were just all regular people, I'd be like, the one with the green hair, right?
Yeah, especially visually, they look a lot different. Like,
yeah, that too. Yeah. The designs are great. It's a very unique anime, and I like that there's an anime out there that is doing superhero stuff. I know there's other ones like One Punch Man, but you don't really get. At least
honestly, there's really not that many that do superhero stuff.
Yeah, and I was
this
thinking,
show
like,
is
more like X-Men
very much
stuff.
based on Western superheroes.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I think it's the first of its kind to really do that, other than One Punch Man, which, to be fair, was first.
If My Hero Academia was based on, like, Japanese superheroes, you'd have, like, what was that? Did you ever see the trailer for that one superhero where he's like he's Panty Man, where he has just the panties on his head and he just steals panties? You've never seen that? It's supposed to be a comedy, to be fair. It's not supposed to be serious, but it's pretty hilarious. So you'd have characters like that most likely, but you know, you got weird ones that are really Japanese, but also fit well in America, because now we're all weird too with our freaking memes and stuff. Yeah. Everything's weird over here. But
anime is becoming more and more mainstream.
Exactly.
So it's sort of being accepted more. Kind of like how comics kind of recently, like 10 or 15 years ago, comics were considered super nerdy.
Yeah.
And now it's like cool. It's
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
it's mainly because of the movies. So
now you'll see, like, adult people reading manga, and you'll be like, all right, that guy's in. That guy's cool. That guy's cool.
That guy's getting laid tonight. He's
totally. Supermodels for him today. He's reading Naruto Shippuden. Good boy.
Yeah.
But actually, no, I probably wouldn't get him anyway. But yeah, all right. So I love it. I really do so far, and of course you love it.
Yeah, it's my favorite anime I've ever seen. I've seen a decent amount of anime. This one just has, this is the one show where, like, even if you're not an anime fan or whatever, you can just look at it and it's like, wow, it looks like a quality made, like, product.
Yes.
Everything from the animation to the story to everything, it's so well done. This is like the one show I would be totally cool with, like, filler episodes.
Yeah.
Like, normally an anime gets a bad rap for, like, certain shows having filler, like Naruto. There's, like, a lot of filler episodes. Dragon Ball, there's always filler episodes.
Oh yeah.
This one, though, you give me, like, every season, like, 3 episodes where it's just the side characters. I'd be totally down for that. That'd be cool.
I would actually be down with more. I'd be like, hey, did them at the pool. That was that was the first episode of this season. I was like, all right, that was fun. And it mixed it with a recap, which was genius. I thought that was a great way to do that.
I also would be okay with it, because I'm kind of worried that the anime might catch up to the manga. I'm kind of starting to worry that a little bit, because a new season of this show comes out every 6 months, it seems.
Oh, is it really 6 months?
Yeah, because I think season 1 or season 2 ended last, like, August, and this one started like
February or something like that, or March or something.
March, April. Yeah, around there.
All right, so they got like 6-7 months like that. Yeah, wow.
And the chapter of the manga that just was shown in this episode we talked about was chapter 100, and the manga is on chapter like 210.
Oh yeah, it's getting close. So right now they're at the halfway point of what the manga's at.
So they'll this season will probably end around like chapter like 120. So I don't know. Like, I'm kind of worried. I'll just, like, slow it down. Like, put some fillers in there if you want, or, like, you know.
I'm sure it'll be really popular enough for them to continue it, but that's the thing. Like, Would you want them to continue it like past the manga?
I would hope not, because that would be the Full Metal Alchemist thing.
Yeah.
All over again.
Well, they could make it work, I guess, right? Like
I would hope so.
Yeah.
That's down the road. That'd be like a year or two away. So I'm not really.
Yeah, that might be. That might even be. Well, it depends on how quickly they get through the next. I guess after this, like 80 chapters or something. Well, and also there's a manga every month, right?
Yeah, I think it's every week, but it's only like a chapter's not that long. Like every week's a new chapter, and it's just like, I don't know. Like I think an episode is basically like 2 chapters long.
Okay.
But going into this season, I was like, okay, they're gonna have the first half will be the summer camp, and the second half will be All Might's fight with All for One, and we got all of that in the first half of the whole season.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. They kind of went through that fast. Have you noticed how fast paced the show is? Like it
is really fast paced, but it's like a good fast pace. Yeah, it's refreshing, because even Death Note I watched. That's probably the last anime I really got into it before this. Death Note, Death Note really took its time. Like really took its time at times, and then other times it's just like, oh, let's wrap it. Like the ending, like a lot of animes, especially ones that only have one season, wrap this stuff up quick. Like I love Cowboy Bebop, I love Trigun. Those are my 2 favorite animes besides My Hero right now, and those 2 like wrap it up like boom, it's done. Or like what?
Yeah.
Trigun. Did you ever watch Trigun?
Yeah, that's the one that's still on my list. I've seen Cowboy Bebop though.
I will warn you here. Trigun ends in a very anticlimactic way. That's how I just want to tell you that now, so you're not. If you do watch it,
that's fine.
Because it's great, and if I knew ahead of time, I would have been more prepared. Because I was just like, how they go wrap all this? It was like Samurai Jack. How they go wrap all this up?
Me that, because I don't want to be like kind of disappointed at the time. I want to like know.
Yeah, and you'll love that. You'll love that anime, by the way. Because it's very funny and serious at times, and it's great looking even for like 20-something years old. Yeah. So anyway.
But as for like the pace of My Hero, I agree with you. I actually really like how it's fast paced in a good way. Like it doesn't like everything that's on screen. You're glad it's there. Like it's not like, oh, well, why are they showing this image of a tree for like 10 seconds or stuff like that. It just everything has its purpose, and it's also kind of hopefully down the road it doesn't kick itself in the butt by doing that. But I actually kind of really like how it's fast paced, because it keeps you like engaged.
Yeah,
I don't know
exactly. And I do like that this show doesn't like that that one for all Might fight arc right there. That would be if it was Dragon Ball Z, that'd be a whole season. That'd be a whole saga.
Yeah. It'd be like a whole arc. It'd be like just like episodes of them powering up. Like imagine if All Might was just there for like powering up his one arm for like an episode.
Well, they would have inner monologue and outer monologue where they're just like, I need to power up my
you
fist.
Did say you wanted to hear more of All for One, so maybe.
That's true. So maybe maybe I should shut up sometimes. Am I calling him the wrong thing? Is his name One for All or All for One?
Well, just think of it this way: which one sounds more selfish?
One for All sounds. It sounds good.
Yep. There you
all
go.
For there you go. All for so I've been calling the entire time. I can't wait until the comment like you keep calling One for All. Actually, you know what? Yeah. The easier way for me is because when I say stuff, I don't think about what I'm saying. Because that's how I am. Because I'm stupid. But one thing I should just immediately go. Well, All Might, All for One. So they both start with all, right?
Oh, right. Just think of it like this way: like one for all, like one power for the good of all. Like
okay. Or I could just call him Vince McMahon. There you go.
That's why it works too.
There you go. Or I don't know.
Or Bane.
Oh yeah, Bane. There you go, because he has that mask on. You should talk like Bane. That'd be great. One of us needs to be in the wreckage, brother.
They just hired Bane to like play his voice.
That'd be great. But all right, I guess we should wrap it up. Let's we could talk about Death Note some more if you want. But,
Death Note.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Besides,
But all right, that was I don't even know what to call this now. I guess anime discussions.
Well, I'll probably be uploading this to my channel. We can title it whatever you want, but like
yeah, oh, you can title it whatever. You could call it.
I guess I'll just say like My Hero plus nonsense chat or something.
You can call it MightyGazelle and some ugly kid talk about.
If I titled that, that'd be the meanest thing ever. I'd be on the same level as Ida laying in his bed next to his brother, like both like breathing tube.
But you know what? When I say that, like people will immediately think it's evil, but then they hear that and be like, yeah, no, he's ugly.
I should just Photoshop like that image and make it like the thumbnail of this video.
It's great. But yeah, you can call it whatever. You can call it R.I.P. Ida. R.I.P. There you go. But yeah, there you go. So that's our first one for whatever the hell is it called. So, and yeah, we talked extensively about everything.
I'd say a good 60% was My Hero Academia, and 40% was other superhero shows.
Yeah, it was a good time though.
And Dumpster Kids.
Oh yeah, the Dumpster Kids, the ripoff of the Garbage Boys or whatever they're called. But there you go. That's whatever this is called. I don't know what it's called. Thank you for joining me, Mighty.
Yep, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, and it was a great time. So I guess, all right, now you say thanks for having. I'll say thanks. All right,
hey, thanks for coming up with this great idea for this podcast that I can share with my subscribers. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, and thank you for having me. So there you go.
Yeah.
So now it works for both
our asses.
Yeah, it covers both our channels. So there you go. That's that. So we'll see you next week, unless they cancel the dub another week.
No, they won't.
No, I don't think they will. All right, there you go.
Have a mighty day.
Yeah. I don't have an outro. I just say, oh, no, I love you. That's usually what I say at the end. So,
I love you.
Goodbye. I love you.